This is the plaintiff, Fabiola Charles. She says she agreed to rent an apartment from the defendant, who promised her he'd put in new floors and make other necessary repairs before she moved in. Well, not only didn't he do the repairs as promised, the place looked worse than it did before she originally saw it. It looked as if a 10-year-old painted it, and the floors were awful and definitely unfinished. She got out of there lickety-split and is now having one heck of a time getting the defendant to refund her $1,170. So she's suing. This is the defendant, Bertram Strawn. He says he got the apartment into great shape for the plaintiff, but the woman could never come up with the full rent or deposit on the place. He tried to work with the woman best he could, but she simply didn't have the dough to pay the rent on time, and she bailed on him. Return her deposit after she cost him all this money? No way. He is accused of not being ready, willing, and able.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says her landlord swindled her by promising her new floors and whatnot, and she got nothing. But the defendant says the place was in tip-top shape. She was just broke. It's the case of you act infantile.
Okay, Fabiola Charles.
Yes.
You are suing Mr. Bertram Strawn for $1,170 that you say you are due, $1,000 of it a deposit that you want returned to you, and $170 for taking a personal day from work in order to deal with it. Because according to you, he breached a contract to rent you an apartment in a timely fashion with the repairs you wanted.
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
Well, in June, I answered an ad on Craigslist for a studio in Prospect Heights. I was excited because I wanted to live in Prospect Heights. It was a great neighborhood. And but when I went to see the studio, it was obvious that repairs needed to be done. He said that he would have the repairs done even by the 15th, he said. He said it would be easy. It was everything from the floors to...
What were the repairs?
The floors were obviously in bad shape. I took pictures of them.
So what was going to be done to the floors?
He was going to redo the floors, he said. He would have professionals come in and either take them up or just, you know.
Did he say he would have professionals come in?
Yes, he said he would have professionals come in.
Do you have all that in writing?
He actually has a copy of everything that he was going to do in writing, but I have a text.
You don't have it?
He never gave it to me. But he does have...
Do you have a copy of everything you were going to do in writing with her?
Yes, Your Honor.
May I see it? Things to be done before move-in. 1, polyurethane and repair floor. 2, paint. 3, clean appliances and kitchen and bathroom. And then that's your name, and is that your signature or hers?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's your signature. All right, so in any event, you are supposed to move in June 15th.
No, I was supposed to move in July 1st.
No, but first you were supposed to move in June 15th.
He said he would, if he had everything ready, I would move in on June 15th.
Stop. I see a text from you where you say, I can't move in the 15th. You originally had an agreement to move in the 15th.
No, we never put it in writing that I would move in the 15th.
I don't care what's in writing. I care what's verbally agreed upon. Can you show me your texts again that were submitted into evidence? Let me see them. When did she agree that she was going to be moving in?
First, it was on the 15th.
Right? And then?
She texted and gave several days that either the 28th or about 3 other days she gave after.
No, but when did she text you and say, I can't move in the 15th?
I don't remember.
It was a few days after the first contract when he suggested that if the apartment was ready by the 15th.
Did you sign a lease in writing?
Yes, for the first. That was the original lease.
Did you stop and listen to me? When did you sign the lease for the first?
On the 7th, June 7th. When I gave the deposit.
Where is the text that says I can't move in on the 15th?
It's in the phone.
Okay, that's good. Give me the phone. Come on up. If you want to say something, you can't say it from your chair. Who's that person?
My wife.
All right, I found what it is I was looking for, and ironically, I think it's you who submitted it. It's June 11th, a text on June 11th saying, hello, I hope you are well. I wanted to let you know I will not be moving in June 15th. That's 4 days before June 15th. I need more time to pack and save money. I will move in June 29th or 30th, since the 1st is a Monday and I have to work. I will bring you the 1100 around the 28th. Have you started painting, renovating the floors? Did you send that message to
Yes,
him?
I did.
Okay. That was not on June 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. It was on June 11th, 4 days before the 15th.
But there is a clause that says if the apartment is ready.
Let me see the lease.
But the original agreement was for the 1st. But if they could have it ready earlier, I was considering moving in earlier.
The rental agreement that you guys signed is that it's going to start in July. Then there's handwriting on the bottom that says $575 will be due the 15th of June.
If I move in on the 15th.
The prorated rent of 575, which is half of it, would be due the 15th of June if you move in on the 15th. That's not what it says, but okay, that's what you're saying it says. In any event, you don't move in on the 15th, and then what happens?
And then, so I go to him, as I stated in that text.
What was it going to be? It was going to be painted what color? It just says paint.
I said a yellow. And so then he told me he would paint it yellow, and then he said I couldn't paint it. I painted it yellow, but then it didn't look right, so I went back to an antique white or something like that.
Looks pretty yellow to me. Is this it?
Yes, Your Honor.
That doesn't look like antique white. It looks like really yellow. But anyway, go ahead.
This is the color the wall was when I went to see it. So if he's painted since, then that's something else. I have pictures of the day that I went to see it and what the apartment
So when do
looked
you
like.
go to see it?
I was going to give him the first month's rent to move in.
Which
that
is
was
on what
the
date?
28th.
The 28th of June. So you go
28th
in
of
there on the
June.
28th of June, and what do you see?
I see a hole in the wall. I see repairs that weren't made.
Did you take pictures?
I took pictures.
Let me see those pictures. But when you go in on the 28th, it's painted yellow.
No, because he had painted over it.
Did you paint over it?
Well, yes, Your Honor. I painted back in white after the 15th.
But you had painted it yellow.
Yes.
You didn't like how it looked.
No, I did. I like how it looked, but because I figured she breached the contract, so I just.
When did
considered-
you think she had breached the contract? What did she do that makes you think she had breached the contract?
After the 15th.
Okay.
Because she was supposed to show up and pay the rest of the deposit.
Okay. Do you have any proof that she was supposed to bring you money on the 15th?
No, Your Honor.
Do you think he has proof? Yeah, go ahead.
The contract that you're holding?
Yeah.
That's still prorated for the 2 weeks because she didn't want to pay for the 2 weeks because she said she wasn't going to live there until she
Yeah,
was
but this
supposed-
doesn't prove she. Okay, stop. Please, I'm reading your lease that you wrote up. Starting July 1st, monthly rent is $10.50. Then it says $575 will be due on the 15th of June. What did that mean? This is so. She says it means if I can move in the 15th, I will move in the 15th, and that's what the rent will be. But otherwise, my lease starts July 1st, like the lease says, Judge. What are you guys saying it means?
The lease starts July 1st, but she was supposed to move in on the 15th.
Your Honor.
Let me see what you got.
Yeah.
What is that?
This is the first contract what I'm going after. I rewrote the contract after she wanted the prorate.
You have a different contract?
Yes, we have to change it because she did not have the funds. It says she's not living in the apartment.
I have no idea what you're
So
saying, but
that's
let's look
why
at what
it's
you're
so
handing
confusing.
me. You have a different contract than this one.
Yes, this
Wait, which one came first and which one came second?
one in the left hand, Your Honor.
The left one came first?
Yes.
So in the left one, it says starting June 15th, the rent is $10.50 a month.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you have a lease with her where she's supposed to rent from the 15th.
Yes.
And then on the 7th, why did you do this one?
She did not have the funds to pay it, and I said, okay, I will work with you.
She did not have the funds to give you
Yes.
$10.50 on June 15th.
Right.
So according to you, what this second lease says is that she's moving in on the 15th still, but she's only going to have to pay the prorated, which is really what, I guess, what's
Yes,
fair
you're
anyhow. And she pay the prorated, and then she can come up with the rest of the money on the 1st. Then the 15th comes, and on the 11th, you get a text saying, I can't move in on the 15th. What do? Do you answer her?
Okay, she came back on the 20th. I did not hear from her from the 15th. I did not hear from her. And the 28th, when she came back, she said she come to move in, and I need the keys. I said, you can't have the keys. I said, I have painted the apartment. You said you wanted it tweedy yellow. I said, I painted the apartment.
Tweedy yellow.
Yeah, so, you know.
Is that how she described it, tweedy yellow?
Well, she did not actually use that word, but
Okay.
yes. But I painted it, and I changed my mind because you breached the contract.
According to you, she breaches on the 15th. According to
Yes.
you, he breached by not having it ready on the 28th. According to both of you, the place is painted white on the 28th. I got to figure out which of the two of you is interpreting this kind of fuzzy contract correctly. You say that I should look at this and that it does not mean you're moving in on the 15th. The statement that's on the bottom says $575 will be due on the 15th. You want me to interpret that as meaning, comma, if I can afford to move in that day.
But Your Honor.
If you go on the 28th and you were allowed to go on the 28th, then why has Tweedy Yellow been already converted to antique white when that wasn't your request? The only reason he would do that is because he felt you had breached already and he was no longer holding the apartment for you on the 28th because he feels that you had already breached.
But then he agreed to letting me move it on the first.
That's what I watch this. Did you agree to letting her move in July 1st?
Both way, I would give her the apartment regardless, once she comes up with the money, I'll give it to her.
What, but she could come up with the money on the 28th?
No, she did not.
No, but did she have the money when she came to see you the 28th?
She said no, she didn't have any money.
Oh, I'm sorry. So she didn't even have the money on the 28th?
She did not have the money. Yeah. She told me she had the money. That's why I said, okay, come, let's do business. And when we come together, then she said, I don't have any money. I need the keys. And I said, this is crazy.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so you sign a lease. What do you do if your landlord refuses to give you a copy of the lease?
I would not go with it. I would have to cancel my...
Okay, what if he gives you a really good excuse? My photocopy machine is broken, I'll get you one in the mail.
That's not a good enough excuse, I'm sorry. If he's making enough money, then he should be able to get a new photocopier.
Smart lady.
Yeah, he's supposed to give us a lease unless I'm not going to pay the check.
You're going to get the last word.
I would simply tell him, when you bring the lease copy, I'll give you the check.
That's actually very good, going inside the courtroom.
Did you pay him on the 28th?
Your Honor, I came with a $1,100 check ready to give it to him, and when I saw the state of the apartment via the pictures, I said, "All right, there's nothing done." And he said,
"Yeah, there was nothing done because you didn't pay on the 15th, and because you unilaterally decided to change things." But at some point, look. You are right that if you agree to certain terms that something's going to be done, then you're entitled to get your money back if the something wasn't done. The problem is the first breacher in this is you, through that text saying, I can't move it on the 15th, because I do not find that lease to be saying to me that you get to move in on the 1st. What it says is $575 is due on the 15th, which we all know didn't happen. So you come in, and then you have demands acting as if you never breached before. My verdict in this case is for the defendant. Oh, by the way, I have one more question, though. Did you end up renting the apartment?
Yes, Your Honor.
As of when?
July.
Early July. When in July? Stop.
The first.
So you didn't lose any rent?
I guess
Except
not.
for from the 6th. From the 6th when she came in, we figured, well, okay, for those 2 weeks.
For those 2 weeks you lost
yes,
rent. What was the rent that you were charging her?
It was $1,100. I take off $50. Took $50.
So it was $1,050 was going to be the rent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and you were able to rent it as of June 1st?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
July 1st.
I'm sorry, July 1st. Okay, so your real damages then would be $525, right?
Yes.
That's what you're out. Okay, then here's what I'm going to do. She had paid you, what, $1,000? I'm going to ask you to give back, I'm going to order you to give back the remainder, because I find that she breached, but it's also a premise in the law that you're not entitled to make a bonanza. What's supposed to happen is that you're supposed to be made whole, and landlords have an obligation to, quote, mitigate their damages. That means keep them to a minimum, which you did by being able to rent it out. I suppose there's your time and labor in the repainting of the place after you'd painted it yellow for her. How big is the place?
It's about 240 square feet.
All right, I'm going to order you to return $375 to the plaintiff. That way you get to keep $100 for the painting, for your labor, and $525 for the 2 weeks that you're out. That's my verdict. Okay?
Thank you.
Good luck, folks.
All right, so the judge finds that it was the plaintiff here who breached that contract. You understand that ruling?
No, I don't, because it said it's clearly from the first. I mean...
No, it didn't. It said clearly, according to the judge, from the 15th.
The 15th was an optional clause.
Mm-hmm. And so what did you do now as far as finding a living space?
I had to rent a sublet and find a temporary space.
And did everything eventually finally work out okay for you?
It's still working out because I still don't have a lease, so I'm working things out.
All right, well, be clear in the writing on your next lease. Head right down there.
Thank you.
All right, so step on in here, and you got $100 for your repainting there, and you got $525 on top of that. What's your feeling here?
Yes, wonderful. I really think it was rectified properly by the judge, and justice has prevailed.
Okay, in your future contracts/leases, you're going to be more clear too?
Definitely.
What are you going to change?
We pay more attention to the wording.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
idea. Harvey?
I don't know how else to explain this, but it's amazing how, and I'm not saying this landlord is a crook, but it's amazing how crooks can sound so honest when they say, God, you know what? I can't get you a copy of this right now, but I'll get it for you later. Crooks sound convincing. That's one of the reasons they're successful crooks. Do not accept that. Get copies of everything you sign. I'm telling you, if you don't, you're asking for trouble.